We're taking a look at this. It's coming up. Hee hee. That's what it is, Luna. I'll turn the music up a little, because it deserves to be up. I love the music of this. The game is giving me problems turning up the music. Oh my god, Windows audio mixer is not working. Hold on. It just freaked out. Oh god, I was looking forward to this game for so long. I have barely touched it, and we are going to remake my character from scratch for us to see. Welcome to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. We'll just volume mixer go. Yes. Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous is basically it's not really a continuation, it's its own new episodic adventure. It's a campaign within the Pathfinder universe. It's by Alcat Games, who also created Kingmaker. Kingmaker is absolutely, utterly fantastic. No, it's a Dungeons and Dragons type game. Pathfinder is in the same vein. It works with a 3.5 system. It is beefy. This game is by far, so far from what I've experienced, leaps and bounds better than even Kingmaker, and I'm absolutely, utterly floored with it. So, main story enjoys the struggle against the World Wound, the epic war between the Golarion and the Abyss that has raged for more than 100 years. Up to now, the Crusader armies have barely managed to curb the overwhelming enemy forces, but not for much longer. The Demon Lords are preparing to strike a decisive blow. You will have to harness mythic powers, take command of the 5th Crusade, and lead it against the demonic forces. We are no longer in kingdom management in this one. This one is about controlling an army against the demonic hordes. So, because I tend to be the way I am, critical hits will be on normal. Death's Door is on. Dead companions rise after combat? Absolutely not. Remove negative effects on rest? No, we will have to remove those normally. Remove controlling effects after combat. This is new. I love this. Remember when we played this last time with Stream Raiders and I cast the web spell and we have to sit there and wait for it to go away? It goes away automatically now. Love it. Auto level up for companions? Absolutely not. We will level up each and every character on their own. Enemy stat adjustments. They do not need to be moderately weak. There need no adjustments. Keep them as they are. Number of enemies will be at 1.0. We are keeping it as standard. Number of enemies... Oh, damage to parties 1.0. Number of enemies will be at standard. So you can fluctuate this to make the game as difficult or as simple as you want it to be. Additional enemy behaviors we're keeping off because it's off by standard. It says it enables them to use additional abilities and spells. I don't know what that means, so I'm keeping it off. Party speed depends on the weight you're carrying. I keep that on. I care about weight, and bags of holding are a thing within these games. And bags of holding will increase your weight carrying limits. Weather effects is either light or heavy. We will keep it light. Determines the severity of penalties and how much damage members of your party will receive in storm weather. Keep it at... You know what? Core. Not recommended for players not familiar with the Pathfinder system. Do you accept? Yes. Heavy on number of enemies. We'll keep that to standard. We'll drop it. Enemy stat adjustments, none. Auto level up, off. Remove controlling effects, yes. Enable character retrain. We do keep that on because it costs money anyways. It's not an online game. It's a single player game. There might be a multiplayer game mode at some point. I think the first one had that as an option, but you don't need to. Crusader auto mode we're keeping off because I want to control the army. Only active companions receive experience. This will bork you. Just keep it off. Only skill user receives skill check experience? No. Last is Lanti mode? No. Immersive mode? No. Show tutorial? Yeah, that's fine. This is just setting up the difficulty. Now character creation. Pre-generated character or custom character? We are doing custom. I'm going to show you one of the things that's the greatest about this one, too. Your portrait. Here's all the default ones, and as before with Kingmaker, people didn't like how few there were. There is now a custom button, and the custom button tells you exactly how large each of your pictures needs to be in order to fit within the game. I have imported in here, and if you want to add one, it will automatically open the folder to the portraits for you to just drop the pictures in there. So it's so much easier to get custom portraits into the game. I am using her. My main character this time is going to be a female. I had a male elven wizard in Kingmaker that I'm still playing on the side. But for this one, I've decided we are making a witch, because it's one of the brand new classes. But to give you an idea of the number of classes, you have all these specialized classes under each one. But just to give an idea, you have Alchemist, Arcanist, Barbarian, Bard, Blood Rager, Cavalier, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, Hunter, Inquisitor, Kineticist, Magus, Monk, Oracle, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue, Shaman, Skald, Slayer, Sorcerer, War Priest, Witch, and Wizard. And under each one, you have subtypes. The obscene number of classes. Oh, and on top of that, you have the elite classes: Aldori, Swordlord, Student of War, Duelist, Mystic Theurge, Hell Knight Signifier, Eldritch Knight, Dragon Disciple, War Master, Stalwart Defender, Assassin, and Arcane Trister. Oh, Thief is yours, is what you would end up doing. If you ended up doing Thief, you would be a rogue, and you could be an Eldritch you could be a straight rogue, an Eldritch Scoundrel, a Knife Master, Master of All, Rowdy, Sylvan Trickster, Thug, or Underground Chemist. I am going to make a witch, and we are going to be a standard witch. Witches are potent arcane spellcasters who can employ the strongest spells. They are especially good at controlling and weakening the enemies, both with spells and unique magic abilities called hexes. Witches can also heal and empower their allies, though less effective than some classes. This is a difficult class to play for a newcomer. Whatever. I am a witch. Okay, and I'm gonna make her human. So you have, out of the classes, you can do human, you can do elf, you can do dwarf, you can do gnome, you can do halfling, you can do half-elf, you can do half-orc, you can do Aasimar, you can do tiefling, you can do something called an Oread. I don't know what they are, but it will explain it here. You have a Dhampir, which are basically vampire types, and Kitsune, which are very much animalistic characters. I believe all of these naturally exist within the general Pathfinder world. The particular world we are on is called Golarion. And that's just one out of the many different worlds in Pathfinder. We're gonna do human. So human is simple enough. If you want to know what the skills are for each one of them, you can go over and you can hover over these and it will explain it. There is a large learning curve in knowing how to play Pathfinder Furry. I don't know anything about the Kitsune, actually, out of curiosity. Kitsune heritage. The following alternate heritage may be selected for Kitsune races. So you have different heritage you picked. Then they have magic. Add +1 to the difficulty class or DC of any saving throw against enchantment spells that they cast. So they're relatively competent enchanters. Kitsune with a charisma score of 11 or higher. For King Kitsune, it's intelligence instead of charisma. Gain the light spell-like ability used 3 times per day. Oh boy, light. Okay. Keen senses, they have a +2 racial bonus on perception. They're agile, so they have a +2 racial bonus on mobility. And they can change their shape. They can assume the appearance of a specific single human form of the same sex. The Kitsune always takes the specific form when she uses this ability. Kitsune in human form cannot use her bite attack. Changing shape is a standard action. Huh. It's funny to you how they keep shrinking until they hit half-elf. I mean, elf, tall, dwarf, gnome, halfling. Halflings are supposed to be this small according to, like, Pathfinder and D&D 3.5. Again, Pathfinder basically was based off of the Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 edition before it became its own thing. This is still Pathfinder 1st edition, the rules they're working with, not the latest 2nd edition, though there's some influences from some things I believe in here. So now, on top of it, we pick a background selection for our character. Craftsman, noble, nun, oblate, regional scholar, street urchin. I picked wanderer last time. Life is a path, not a destination. You understand it full well and could claim it to know it better than others. Your backpack is always ready and your feet are itching for the road wherever it may lead. Hermit adds lore and nature to the list of their class skills. They also become proficient with clubs, great clubs, quarterstaffs, and darts. If the character already has the class skill, weapon proficiency, or armor proficiency granted by the selected background from their class during character creation, then the corresponding bonuses from background change to a +1 competence bonus. Based on the character's portrait, over here, I want her to use a quarterstaff. Why? Because I want to. So we're going to set her up as a hermit. She's a witch. What do you want? Oriad seemed to be Ganassi. Yeah, they're very similar to the Ganassi. I don't think Ganassi really were a thing until... No, I think they were in 3rd edition. Anyways, intelligence modifier for racial bonus. When you're a human, you can pick where you want your racial bonus to go. We're obviously putting it on intelligence because it's required as a witch. We're going to pump that up to 18. Dexterity, we're going to pump up to 16 because it keeps her more alive. Constitution will do 12. We'll do that 12. Give her 1 in charisma. Yeah, that's pretty good. So she uses darts as well. So I like how it keeps everything up here for you to keep track of compared to beforehand. So now we pick next and it goes into skills. Skills, same as before. You have athletics, mobility, trickery, stealth, knowledge arcana, knowledge world, lore, nature, lore, religion, perception, persuasion, use magic device. In Pathfinder Kingmaker, these skills do affect things that happen within the story and within the world. So try and mix and match within your party to be as balanced as possible to make your life a lot easier. Beyond that, things like mobility will allow you to move in the battlefield without having a chance of an attack of opportunity if you take the mobility action while you're moving. Trickery allows you to pick locks. Stealth allows you to just be stealthy, hide in shadows, move around. Knowledge Arcana is going to allow your character to be able to identify magic in the world. Knowledge World is going to allow them to be able to understand what other people are talking about. These come into play quite heavily. With her, I'm going to give her Knowledge Arcana, Knowledge World. And the base, why it's +8, is because it's going based off of class rank, which gives it a +3, plus the stat it uses. So it's +7 by base for class skill. See here, +3, and +4 because of her intelligence. And giving a rank of 1 gives it a +8. So she's really good with magic in the world. I'm going to give her some lore and nature because she's a witch, and I figure why not? I will give her a little bit of persuasion bonus. And let's give her some mobility. I don't want to give her trickery because I really don't care about her disarming traps and stuff. You know what? Not lore on nature. Let's give her use magic device. Because this gives her a chance to use like things she would not normally be able to use, such as clerically imbued items. Alright. Feats are much bigger than before, and apparently they're color-coded that I don't exactly understand the color codings. There's also mounted combat. You get mounts in this game, and I have no idea how the mounts work. I'm going to give her brewing potions. Allows you to brew potions of spells up to level 3 during camping. She's a witch. She should be able to brew potions. Also, we can brew potions in this? Woo! Couldn't do that in Kingmaker. I'm liking this. So if you want to know more about the class, it's all right here. It shows you everything that levels up. You will get to level 20. But we're going to give her the brew potions feat. She gets an extra feat, probably because she's human. Combat costing. You're adept at spell casting when threatened or distracted. You get a +4 bonus on concentration checks made to cast a spell or spell-like ability. When you get hit in combat, you have to make a roll against your... you have to make a concentration check to make sure you don't lose the spell while you're casting it. This is not 5th edition D&D, this is 3.5. You have a certain number of spell slots and you have to prepare your spells in advance, depending on your class. Witches have to just prepare them in advance. Destructive Dispel. So now we have Dispelling also. Dodge allows her to get an extra bonus to her armor class so she can dodge better. Fast Learner, gain 1 additional skill point per level. Holy crap. History of Terrors. Humans with this fate gain a +2 racial bonus on saving throws to resist mind-affecting effects. The bonus increases to +4 if the effect is also a fear effect. She's a witch. Alright, she gets a familiar. Okay. When I tested this earlier, and I made her in the past, and I only played it very briefly, I let someone by the name of Sajida tell me which familiar I picked. I am not picking a chicken familiar because being in certain areas and hearing a bark, 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 bark everywhere you're walking is not something I want to do in the game. Cat familiar gives you a +3 bonus in stealth. No. Centipede gives +2 bonus in will saves. Chicken gives you extra hit points. A dog gives you +3 lore nature. What does a raven give you? +3 bonus on persuasion and +2 bonus on perception. Chimkin get. I'm not getting the chimkin. Rat gives her fortitude saves. Rabbit gives her reflex saves. Monkey gives her mobility checks and perception. A lizard gives her a bonus to armor class. Jerboa athletics. A hare gives her a bonus to her initiative. A duck +3 bonus on knowledge world. Do you want a duck? Lore nature checks is with the dog. What did I give her for her skills? Hold on. I did give her alright. She's getting a raven. Because +3 bonus on persuasion checks. That makes my persuasion a lot higher. +2 bonus on perception. She has, like, no skills in perception right now. Why didn't I give her anything in perception? Ugh. Perception there. So I got rid of her mobility. Let's hope she doesn't get, like, stuck with people. Alright, patron. So a witch's patron is amorphous and unknown, but it sits there and it says that basically, first level, when a witch gains her familiar, she must also select a patron. The patron is a vague and mysterious force, granting the witch power for reasons she might not entirely understand. While these forces need not be named, they typically hold influence over one of the following forces. At second level and every 2 levels thereafter, a witch's patron adds new spells to a witch's list of known spells. These spells are automatically added to the list of spells stored by the familiar. The spells gain depend upon the patron chosen. The way that a witch is supposed to work within Pathfinder is they don't necessarily have spell books, even though they will use the spell book section in the game. They commune with their familiars to prepare their spells. Their familiars are their spell books. Agility, I don't care about. Ancestors gives us Bless, Aid, Prayer, Shield of the Dawn. These are a lot of clerical abilities. Deception, I don't see her with deception. I kind of see her more like Fae or something. Shadow? Vanish, Blur, Displacement, Shadow Conjuration, Shadow Evocation, Phantasmal Putrefaction. I don't know what most of those are. Vanish is a very small invisibility spell. Blur is a defensive spell. I might actually give her Shadow. A Raven with Shadow spells. Ooh. Okay, hexes. Witches learn a number of magic tricks called hexes that grant them powers or weaken foes. At first level, a witch gains 1 hex of her choice. She gains an additional hex at second level and for every 2 levels attained after second level. A witch cannot select an individual hex more than once. I love the idea of the hexes. I'm using Evil Eye because it's a -2 penalty on one of the following: armor class, ability check, attack rolls, saving throws, or skill checks. Lasts for a number of rounds equal to 3 plus the witch's intelligence modifier. That's 7 rounds because it's +4. A will save will reduce it to 1 round. So that means her Evil Eye will always have an effect. Here's the great thing about a witch: cackle. They can cackle madly as a move action. Any creature within 30 feet that is under any effects of an Evil Eye hex, Fortune hex, Protective Luck, or Misfortune hex caused by the witch has the duration of that hex extended for 1 round. So they can literally evil eye, evil eye, evil eye, and then cackle madly all over the field and just cause shit tons of debuffs. I love that idea. Evil eye, let's go. What? Cause fear. Let's see. What spells do I want to give her? So she starts with these spells as her cantrips. Daze, Divine Zap, Guidance, Light, Resistance, Touch of Fatigue. The ones I don't recognize are Design Zap and Touch of Fatigue, because those weren't in the first one. We are going to pick Mage Armor as an obvious, because it's just good in general in the beginning. Unbreakable Heart makes us easier. It's a protective spell against mind-altering spells. Which usually goes with Raven. I will say that the chicken with the extra hit points is pretty awesome. Hard West is $2 on Steam. I actually didn't see the price on that legacy, but I did see it and I wishlisted it. If it's $2, I might pick it up. It isn't the kind of game I'd want to play. It's like fantasy western. Isn't it based off of a comic book? Remove sickness. Yes. Sleep is very unlikely to come into play. Here, let's get rid of that. Because I think these two will be the ones she automatically memorizes. Cure Light Wounds I want. How many more spells? 2? Cause Fear. Burning Hands. We need a damage spell. Alright. So her deity. I originally gave her Asmodeus. Asmodeus, basically, you need to be of lawful neutral, lawful evil, or neutral evil alignment. I don't want to make her evil. There's an interesting card mechanism where you earn cards and skills in building poker hands powers up. That's kind of cool. So I'm assuming you definitely have played it and or own it. You can choose to make your character atheist. If you make a character atheist and you're not a witch or something else, you kind of like make yourself null and void from being able to pick up anything else. So if you multi-class, you can't become a paladin or a cleric or anything for obvious reasons. I find it funny that people in... Okay, here it says. A Galarian atheism usually denotes the belief that those beings commonly called gods are not worthy of the authority and reverence bestowed upon them by others. Okay, they explain it. Because I was going to say, how are you atheists in a world where the gods actually, like, manifest? Atheists rarely doubt the existence of deities and generally acknowledge that the deities are powerful beings, but deem them no more than that. Instead of gods, they tend to revere ideals such as goodness or freedom, philosophies such as the prophecies of Callistrator or diabolism, or nothing in particular. Some scholars argue that the term atheist is incorrectly applied to these people, preferring terms such as dystheist or misotheist. Others call themselves agnostics. And that makes a lot of sense. What's Desna? The great dreamer, Lady Luck, and Mother of Moon. Goddess of dreams, luck, stars, and travelers. No, thank you. I don't know them all very much. What's Shaylin? Eternal Rose, Eternal Maiden. I want a god of magic or something. Nethys? The all-seeing eye holds knowledge and magic above all things. I mean, she's not favored weapon quarterstaff. I mean, this is just her deity that she worships. I don't know to what extent this ends up coming into play in the game, but it's very... Oh, it determines what alignment you can pick. Neutral good or neutral evil? I want to be neutral. Fuck this. I want to pick what I want to pick. Neutral good, chaotic good, any good, neutral. Shaylin is the Eternal Rose, the Eternal Maiden. Goddess of art, beauty, love, and music, and a half-sister. We'll do Shaylin. Let's go chaotic good. It's usually what I end up doing. Because I kind of sometimes hate the rules of the world. Stretch, hiya Maya. For anyone who's just joining and that's wondering, by the way, enjoy your Lurk Legacy. We were playing Prince of Persia Forgotten Sands, and we ended up running into the infamous game-breaking bug where a lever would not appear. And so I have to play the game from scratch, off stream, get us back to where we were. Just to show headgear, no. Show backpack, no. Face. So I want her to look as much like her character as possible, which is here. There is a face that's kind of close-ish to it. They give you a lot more options than they used to. I think it's 7. Yeah, it's 7. Scar, unnecessary. She doesn't have any scars. She's relatively pale-ish. Not that pale. Hairstyle, I know which hairstyle there is. These are the different hairstyles. You can actually move the character around. You're gonna be relatively far away from the character unless you like zoom in, but it's really, really nice what you can do. I think this skin tone actually kind of matches this portrait up here. Beard. Her hair. We're going relatively dark. This is the hair, right? Yeah. All right. Primary color, if you go back to the portrait, very blues and either silver colored or purpley. War paint does paints on the face. We're not going to worry about this. Although I'm gonna try turning it into a color to see if there's one that does makeup. Because that's very possible. Unless 0 is makeup. I do like that you can do these facial things. Yeah, 0's makeup. Look at her lips, I think. Maybe not? Oh, no, it's not. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, it does nothing. Okay, so primary color, we're going to make a blue. Akin to this, probably. No, more like this. This. Could do that one. Make it that. And then the secondary color. I want to do it the purple. Let's do the purple. Okay. So next.
I'll take care of it. Interesting. A mere flesh wound. Follow if you. A trivial task.
I do not find this to be useful. I will see this through. Our path leads on. We shall overcome. Contemplate on your mistake.
My skills exceed yours. I failed. I feel faint. Let us bide our time.
I named her before Kate, so we're gonna stick with that. You give her a birthday. I don't know how much it matters. Here, I'm just gonna give her my birthday. I usually do that with the characters because I don't know what else to do. So, Neth, the 21st of Neth, November 21st.
Aim carefully.
So she's gonna have the simple weapon proficiency. She'll also have +1 for certain abilities. Specifically, she'll have +1 for quarterstaff, club, great club, dart. I'm gonna allow her to use quarterstaffs and darts. Darts will be her long-range weapon. They don't really do much in the way of damage, but whatever. Sometimes she can get some decently magical ones. I plan on having her use magic most of the time. The Ascendant Element Mythic Power is invaluable for spellcasters. It allows all spells of a particular element they cast to ignore any resistances and immunities the target might have. So welcome to Wrath of the Righteous and how the story is told in the beginning. Okay, but status effect darts. See, if I can find a dart that does a status effect, we'll definitely use that. Add a sandwich here, but I also have coffee. Make way coming through. Fetch a healer quick.
Hey, wounded fighter. Can we get a healer over here?
My, would you look at this? But why would you drag a wounded fighter into the middle of the festival square? Couldn't she be carted off somewhere else like, oh, I don't know, an infirmary? Or an accommodating ditch?
Ass. There are some bugs to the game, by the way.
Back. Now, what's the matter? What happened to her?
You hear the stern voice of an elderly man.
Who did this to her?
But you're so weak you can't even turn your head to look in his direction.
Demons, Prelate. We found her barely alive outside the walls of Canabris.
So demons, just as you know, will go into it. They're malign, destructive creatures native to the outer sphere plane known as the Abyss. Demons exist for one reason, to destroy, where their more lawful counterparts, the devils of hell, seek to twist mortal minds and values to remake and reshape them into reflections of their own evil. Demons seek only to maim, ruin, and feed. They recruit mortal life only if such cohorts speed along the eventual destruction of hope and goodness. Death is in some ways their enemy, for a mortal who dies can often escape a demon's depredations and flee to their just reward in the afterlife. Demons bad. Canabris is the city that we're in. I'm not going to go into all the details behind every single thing, but apparently Canabris for the longest time has been one of the major strategic points against the, what is it called? The World Wound, I believe it's called, which is where the demons are coming from.
The walls, you say? Enemy doesn't usually stray so close to the city. Must fortify the defenses. And you, hold fast. Don't die. We'll see you right. We'll get you patched up now. But first, you there, guard. Take her weapons. Bearing arms is not permitted during the festival. Wounded or not, everyone must abide by the rules. She can get her things back after the festival. O Inheritor, leader of our troops, the sharpened edge of our blades and the unyielding strength of our armor, Iomade, I beseech you, grant your mercy. Heal her wounds.
The magic envelops you, but your pain lessens only slightly. He casts Restoration, which is not exactly a healing spell. It restores lost. It's really good, especially Restoration, not Lesser Restoration. If you're missing stat points, or you have a major curse on your character, Lesser Restoration and Restoration are basically your only ways to get back to normal. If just resting doesn't fix your character. Okay, I'm gonna have her say water.
You will have water as soon as we heal your wounds. My powers are not enough here. Someone call for Terendelev. You there! Yes, you! Stop dithering and gawping and make yourself useful. Go and get Terendelev.
Prelate, surely there is somebody else here better suited to running errands.
The lady raises her head in an affectation of surprise.
I'll get her! Terendelev! Has anyone seen Terendelev?
Be quick about it before it's too late. Now, who are you? I don't remember seeing you before, and I have an excellent memory for faces.
I'm a traveler, I was just passing by.
Just passing by? And how am I to know that you're not a demon spy? Or worse?
So it's more Asuna than Cure? Yeah, and it doesn't always work. Depending on how powerful the curse or whatever it is, there's a difficulty class that's DC, where you have to usually roll against to see if you can actually affect it. Sometimes casting Restoration has no effect, and you have to cast it multiple times. The more powerful whatever it is that's affecting the character, the harder it is to remove.
My dear Prelate, please, for the sake of the festivities, stop interrogating this poor woman. She has been through enough already. Go on. I'll take care of her.
All right, as you wish. You are our protector, and a dragon at that, so I shall defer to your wisdom. But be on your guard. I've been informed she was wounded near Canabris. That means the demons are prowling just outside the walls, and the city is crawling with their spies. Others may be able to relax on this holiday, but not you or I. Not the defenders of the city.
Muttering discontentedly, the old man walks off.
Pry loose the grudging grip of pain. Cast off the veil of suffering flesh. Let light and life go forth in triumph to repel the skulking shade of death.
So she casts Greater Restoration. Beautiful silver-haired woman leans over you. She seems ageless, her face wholly unlined, but centuries-old sadness gleams in her eyes. The longer she speaks, the stronger her voice becomes. Are you really a dragon?
You don't believe me? Perhaps I should retake my true form and engulf this square with my ice breath to win your trust. Pay no mind to my current guise. I appear this way when I walk among the people. I would hamper the festivities if I tried to attend in my true form.
What happened to me?
I do not know yet, and that troubles me. I am not entirely sure what the demons did to you. This wound is no ordinary injury, and it was inflicted by no ordinary weapon. I have rid you of your pain and restored your strength, but only time will allow you to heal fully.
Thank you for helping me.
I accept your thanks, but my work is not yet done.
Can I go?
Certainly, but be careful. I have managed to get you back on your feet, but I have not healed you fully. Alas, sooner or later, your pain will return. But do not be discouraged. You will recover, I promise you that. Tomorrow, come to the cathedral and say that you are expected by Terendelev, protector of Canabras. We will find a way to help you. But for now, put this out of your mind and enjoy the festival. They are all too rare in this time of war, and merriment is one of the best medicines.
Canabras is a city poised on the border between two worlds. On the one side, the ordinary world inhabited... When a quest updates, you will see a notification at the top of the game's main screen. All information about your quests and errands logged in the journal. Okay. Canabras is a city poised on the border between two worlds. On one side, the ordinary world inhabited by ordinary people. On the other, the world wound, the demon's foothold on Galarian. Heroes from across the world flock to Canabras to aid the Crusader cause. The protracted war offers little cause for celebration. But today is the anniversary of the city's founding. For today, the city's main square has been cleared of marching troops and given over to performers and carnival games. The townsfolk deserve the chance to forget about the bloodshed, if only for one day. Sample the special festival drink, throw the dart at the target, and hit the mannequin. One of the best things about this one, if you guys saw Pathfinder, this. Oh my god, we have 3D movement. We can rotate. You can move it as before, but you can also rotate.
I'm gone.
Oh my god, you have so much control over seeing everything, and it's fantastic. Like, I loved Kingmaker as it was, but I'm so over the moon on being able to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Characters and interactive objects. You can interact with various objects such as doors and chests by clicking right mouse button on them. You can also... here. Left aim further to the left. She hit it. Ooh, what about at 100 paces? Can you do it? Get in, bullseye. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do, pause the game with spacebar. I always end up doing this. Coup de grace is here. It means if an enemy is down and you can end up spending an entire turn over them, you can kill them immediately. We are going to put fight defensively here and mobility here. Fight defensively means you will take a penalty to your attack rolls, but you will gain an additional armor class bonus to your character if you don't want them to be hit. Movement is where you use that acrobatics movement skill in order to move around the enemies without invoking attacks of opportunity. However, if you fail your check on mobility, you will still provoke attacks of opportunity. You have here the ability to summon the Raven Familiar, which I'm going to do right now. This is permanently on. Inspire Rage, accept the effects. If a bard inspires Rage, you can choose to accept it or not by clicking this off. This is my Evil Eye. This one. You now have the ability to dismiss a spell that's in effect. If you have a spell effect that's affecting the field, you don't want it there anymore because it's hampering you, you can now choose to dismiss that spell. I love it. I always get rid of my spells off the bar. I put my attack spell here. So, Divine Zap one creature enemy within close range. You unleash your divine powers against a single target. They take 1d3 points of divine damage. A successful save halves the damage, which means it will always do at least 1 point of damage. I am totally fine with that. It's decent. These are just my cantrips. I will put Daze here. Dismiss. This is my evil hex. Guidance I don't use all often. Touch of Fatigue. You channel negative energy through your touch, fatiguing the target. Must succeed on a touch attack to strike the target. The subject is immediately fatigued for the spell's duration, which is 1 round per level. So right now, 1 round. Not something I'd likely use, but it's available. Anyways. Animations look great. Oh, they're pretty good. There's some bugs I've heard in the game, but Owlcat Games has been so good about keeping things up to date that they tend to fix any problems. Yes, happy city day, and now step away, please. I do not wish for Hargus Worm to be seen next to you. Wow, little asshole. I think it's... Where is the festival drink? Well, here's this. Sock him one, oof. Oh, there's my Raven. She's just gonna punch him. Bam, right in the jaw, ha ha ha. You call that a punch? Here, let me show you how it's done. That's Telenderev.
Lord of Locusts, leave my city!
Let the feast begin.
He just killed the silver dragon.
Blimey! One minute we had a dragon, the next, bam, she was gone. What are you gonna do? Fight or flee? If flee is your plan, let me help you out. I've got a scroll here with a good protective spell.
The halfling's armor is splashed with blood, and he is armed to the teeth, with a sword, a blade, and a hatchet on his belt, and a crossbow on his back. His voice sounds familiar to you. I've seen you somewhere before.
Yeah, you have. You owe me your life. I'm the one who found you outside the walls and brought you inside to be healed. I see they patched you up. Good thing they did it before the attack, or else you'd have been done for.
Who is Discari?
You must have got a good drubbing around the head, friend. Discari's a demon lord. The most fearsome enemy of all crusaders, and all living things, come to think of it.
Care to lend me a weapon? I'll try to fight the demons.
Sure thing. Here, take this. Best crossbow I've got. The person who made it said it could pierce the heart of a demon lord even.
It's a light crossbow.
Good luck! Try not to get eaten now!
Halfling words are drowned out by a terrible rumbling and the rustling of countless tiny wings.
A mortal gnat snaps its jaws at the Lord of Locusts. Behold, Iomade. Behold the death I sow.
So Iomade is another god. He's basically telling God of Good to fuck off. Use the resist energy spell when facing an enemy with powerful elemental attacks. Now keep in mind, I think he's the big bad you're supposed to deal with. And he one-hit killed
The
a silver dragon.
Terendelev, the defender of Canabras, fell in battle. Hardly surprising, as she had to fight the demon lord Discari himself. He willed the land to part and swallow all who dared to stand in his way. But the war was still far from over.
Okay. Darkness is a thing within the game, and it will tell us that at some point. However, I am a spellcaster and can cast light.
Holy mother of...
Small woman with messy brown hair winces in pain, uttering a stream of curses through clenched teeth. She is pinned to the ground by a couple of weighty boulders.
Hey, stay with me. You actually got pretty lucky. You fell down into a black hole. But at least you're not on your own. You've got a great companion. Everything's going to be just fine. Tell me something. Can you feel your legs?
The young woman in knight's armor studies the rocks intently, clearly trying to work out how to move them.
I feel them all right. When say no to a little less feeling in them. My ankle's killing me, but my back seems to still be in one piece. My head, too.
That's all that matters. Now, we're going to... Hey! Fancy meeting you down here. You're the one that Terendelev healed today, right? You aren't injured, are you? Will you help me get her out from under the boulders?
The one thing I will say, in case you haven't noticed, what I've been reading is these little grayed out areas right here, because they're descriptive and they don't necessarily say it. The one thing I do like about Pillars of Eternity 2 is they actually had a narrator that would read those parts. Kind of wish they had done the same, but there's too much for them to have done that. Spotting you, the knight reaches for her sheathed weapon, but after scrutinizing your face momentarily, she raises her hand in greeting. Skill checks and dialogues, we already know the basics of them, is it will tell you if there's a skill check at the beginning. You can hover over it, and it will show you how good or of a chance you have at doing it. In this case, she has nothing. It's a DC of 12 because it says Athletics 12. She has a Athletics plus 0. I don't want to do that. Knowledge of the world. I have a plus 8. I only need to roll a 4 or higher. We don't have to rely on brute strength for this. I'll try to find something to use as a lever. I swear if I fail this. Succeeded. You quickly find some suitable sticks and you free the wounded woman for the rubble without even breaking a sweat. It is possible to fail those. If you're able to fail it, it's possible to fail. Results of a skills test, blah, 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 blah. You can end up, like, hovering over it and it will show you. I rolled a 5. I barely succeeded. I gained experience, though.
Look at you. It's good to meet someone who uses brains first and brawn second.
I didn't read it. You quickly find... Oh, yeah, I did read that. Okay. You can scroll up and re-look at everything.
Damn it all. I think it's broken. Oh well, I've had worse. I'll just make myself a splint out of something.
Fishing a piece of twine from her pocket, she
Thanks
gets
for
to
the
work.
help. I wouldn't have lasted long on my own stuck under there. I'm Inevia Tirabade, of the Eagle Watch. I was overseeing security at the festival square. I thought maybe spies or demon worshippers might have something nasty planned. What actually happened, though, now that I did not see coming. I don't think anyone could have been prepared for that.
Well, I'm Sela, paladin by the grace of Iomade. I crossed the whole continent to come to Mendev and fight demons. And well, I've been fighting for a while now.
Seems like a death wish.
I don't even want to think what might be happening up there in the city. Canabras has lost the protection of Terendelev, and of the Wardstone too, looks like. It's a relic without equal. It was placed here personally by Iomade's herald, with the goddess's blessing. I really wanted to go see it, to pray before it. But there's no point worrying about a stone when there are people dying in the streets.
So the Wardstone is a chain of powerful artifacts, so there's multiple, keeping the World Wound's expansion at bay. The first and greatest in the chain was erected in the city of Canabras by the hand of the Inheritor himself, a golden-winged angel sent by the goddess Iomade. So if you don't know about how D&D and Pathfinder and all those work, there is an afterlife. The afterlife is literally dimensions. And because you have wizards, you can open rifts and actually go to said locations. There is a heaven and there are layers of hell. I don't know how many layers there are supposed to be to heaven. Angels are celestial beings, and there are multiple different types of celestial beings. Angels are incredibly powerful celestial beings. They can also be absolute dicks, because most of the time they're lawful good, to the point of being a dickish paladin. But they are incredibly powerfully good creatures, similar to the way that demons and devils are incredibly horribly, like, bad, but, like, there's different aspects of.
Yeah, things are looking grim enough, but don't lose heart. Wardstone or no, dragon or no, Canabres will never give in. Simple as. Well, we've introduced ourselves. What about you?
Wizard portals. You can make wizard portals at least in Kingmaker, so I wouldn't be surprised if you can't in this one. I'm a traveler and I just wound up here by chance. I haven't figured out if she has a backstory, so I'm just making her kind of amorphous. So she's a traveler and just wound up here by chance, which fits her backstory of she's a hermit.
Call me superstitious if you want, or maybe cynical, but I just don't believe in chance or coincidences.
How many stories around the tavern table have started with those very words?
Right enough. I have this habit, see, anytime somebody starts yakking about blind chance, it always turns out that the thing was as far from a quirk of fate as you could want. Sorry, don't take it personal, like. Now then, I'll hobble my way out of here somehow. The city ain't far, only 30 paces or so. That's if you're going straight up, of course. I'm afraid we're gonna have to go the long way round.
To summarize, there are 3 of us with 5 working legs, 3 pairs of decent hands, 2 clear heads, and 1 made of wood. That's mine. Underground monsters beware! Anevia, you stay behind us. You're in no fit state to fight. If we do come up against anything, the 2 of us will try to manage on our own first. Well, onward! May the good deities lead us back to the open sky soon.
Alright, so what little I've seen at the very beginning, if you look at the bottom, our party has 2 different people. You can choose between Alt 1 to Alt 6. I never end up doing that, and there's a way to pick them all. I usually do the drag command. Anevia, while she's technically with us, is too injured, so she's not actually part of the party. One of the biggest complaints about Pathfinder Kingmaker was your starting characters you ended up with being absolutely useless.
No reason to pause.
Sela has an 18 strength, thank fucking god. She's a paladin, which means she's lawful good. Fucking hell. Her charisma is 15 plus 2, so she's not as good with her clerical abilities once she ends up unlocking them. She's only level 1 at the moment, so she has, like, bare minimal. But she's at least a strength 18, which means she hits things. Because our first fighter in Kingmaker was Valerie, and Valerie was really good at being a target, but she couldn't hit anything. Alright, Sela I want in the front.
Follow my steps.
Actually to the point where containers, you'll find a lot of objects that contain loot. We already know that. Sela is getting the cantrip spell for light. She's gonna be in the front, so she gets light. You can only have 1 light cantrip on at a time, I've noticed. It's fine. The first container has basic equipment. Light crossbow. A cold iron dagger. Okay, based on Kingmaker, I'm just like, I need to pick that up. Why? Because fuck the Fae. Longsword. Does anyone need a longsword? A short spear and a flail. Okay. What is she using? A longsword. We also have a cloak of +1 resistance. It grants its wearer +1 resistance. So as long as you have someone in your party, from what I can tell, that has the ability to detect magic, which is most spellcasters have that as an innate ability, they can determine if magic is on something, you'll see this very light blue halo around objects. I'm going to equip that there. I'm not going to give it to her. I'm going to give it to Sela. Take it off. Take it off. There's something else I want to show you as you go further in. If you have things that will not stack, it will actually start identifying which things are affecting each other. So anyone that's not used to it, it makes your life so much better. I'm also going to give her the cold iron dagger at the moment and the crossbow. Now that's glowing. Trendalev's Scale. One friendly creature within range. It is a conjuration usable item. It has 1 charge and it's a caster level 9. You restore life to a deceased party member. A raised creature has a number of hit points equal to its current hit dice. Raised Dead also removes the Death's Door condition. Coming back from the dead is an ordeal. The subject of the spell gains 2 permanent negative levels when they're raised, just as if they had been hit by an energy-draining creature. Where is the info? A creature's permanent negative levels already equal its hit dice cannot be brought back to life through the Raised Dead. So Trendalev's Scale is just a freaking level 9 Raised Dead spell. So the dragon's dead, but we can't use it to raise her.
Who's there?
The fine apparel of this young half-elf woman is torn and stained with blood, dust, and dirt. However, she holds herself with such dignity that you would be forgiven for thinking you were at a high society party and not in the dank catacombs under the city. Her fingers grip her rapier hilt with confidence, ready to draw it at a moment's notice. At her feet lies a dead body, so mutilated that at first glance, it's hard to tell if it's animal or human.
Relax, friend. We're not demons or cultists. Don't poke my eye out with that thing, all right? We fell down here during the attack. I'm Sela, that's Anevia, and this is our new friend. We're looking for a way back to the surface.
You notice how they didn't say my name even though it's in there? It's because they have to.
Really? I'm so ever glad to hear it. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Camellia. I was also in the square when... I can scarcely believe it. How did all those demons get into the city? I thought, naively it now seems, that the Wardstone protected us from attack. And Terendelev, I can't wrap my head around it.
The girl relaxes slightly, but she keeps her hand on her sheathed weapon. Her self-control falters for a moment, and you glimpse the fear beneath her mask of perfect placidity. She licks her lips nervously. What happened to this poor man? Who is he?
I don't know. He must have been in the square when disaster struck. I tried to revive him, but he was already dead, sadly.
He didn't get these wounds from the fall.
Sela's eyes warily scan the area.
Whatever killed him likely hasn't gone far.
Hang on. I think I know him. His name's Aravashniel, the egghead from the library. He was a good lad, even if he was kind of stuck up. May his soul rest in peace.
Tell me more about yourself.
Who am I? Just an ordinary citizen who decided to take a stroll through the square on the day of the festival. But that's not what you wish to know, is it? You most likely wish to know whether I'll be a burden should you ask me to join your group. No need to worry about that. I can assure you that I am skilled with a rapier, and I also possess some knowledge of magic.
She touches the polished snake skull amulet that hangs around her neck. Do you want to join us?
Certainly. Survivors should stick together. It's only sensible. Who knows what else could be prowling about in these caves?
We need to keep moving. There must be a way back to the surface somewhere around here.
That's right. It would be the height of foolishness to survive a demon attack only to perish under a pile of rubble.
Let's see if this poor bloke has anything useful on him. Not to sound like a heartless brigand or nothing, but we kinda need all the supplies we can get right now.
Using abilities. Companion Camellia has the ability Cure Light Wounds. To use it, click the Companion Camellia. I'll show you how to do it.
You can trust me.
You know how she said you can trust me? And going off what you said, Angel, Yumio? Do you notice anything? Look at her alignment. I don't know anything about her because I haven't played far enough, but you know what I did notice? Look at her medallion. Mystical amulet in the shape of a snake made from bone. The pendant is a snake skull. The enchantments on this amulet allow the wearer to conceal their alignment. I don't trust her. Her class is Spirit Hunter. Basically, she's a magus, which allows her to use sword and spells, but she's specifically designed for hunting spirits and ghosts. That's the basic gist of her. Yeah, I do not fully trust her. I'm gonna do my typical where I'm gonna remove that, we're gonna move that over. Okay, abilities. I'm gonna do this for Sela as well. So, typically, I gotta put that back on the bar. Typically, I always do this because these are the abilities I use most often. Treat Affliction, I don't often use. Smite Evil for Paladins, I do very much use.
Open your heart to me.
I don't trust her statements. Oh my god. What is this? Ghost Touch Spirit Enchantment. Adds the Ghost Touch property to a weapon. So typically, when you fight an incorporeal being, any weapon that you swing through them will end up doing 50% reduction in damage. If you have Ghost Touch as an attribute on an item, or I think if it's silver, you end up doing more damage, or if Ghost Touch, you'll do full damage. So she has the ability to add Ghost Touch to her weapon. She also has Battle Spirit. She surrounds herself with the Spirit of Battle. Allies within 30 feet gain a +1 morale bonus on attack rolls and weapon damage. That's kind of nice. Yeah, let's give her that. That will be for dismissing spells.
Together we stand.
What's on your mind?
And in order to heal herself, because she's at 7 out of 11, we will go in here. She has 2 Cure Light Wounds, and we will cast that. Also, with a reminder, we're going to go in here, and we're using Mage Armor on our Witch.
Yes.
That will give her a +4 to her armor class, which gives her an armor class of 18, which makes everyone pretty decent on armor class. Let's loot him. He has a Masterwork Dagger. Masterwork Dagger gives a +1 chance for dealing damage. So I'm going to swap out the Cold Iron Dagger for that. Lighting. In dark places such as caves, hard to see anything, use light spells, blah, blah, blah. And the torches. We've already covered that.
Do not fear. Do not
Combat.
waver.
When combat begins, the game is paused. We're not doing that. The game has real-time combat similar to Baldur's Gate and other games like that. However, we are doing turn-based combat because I love the turn-based combat within the Pathfinder games, and it allows for a lot more choosing. You have a movement action, you have a standard action, you have a swift action, you have an unlimited number of free actions. Movement action, you can move up to your movement speed, which is 30 for standard-sized characters. Standard would be for attacking. I cannot use my Evil Eye, I will tell you that now, because they are centipedes. If you press Y, you can examine them. They are immune to mind-altering effects because they are bugs. And Evil Eye is mind-altering. So we are just going to use our cantrip for Divine Zap to do 1d3 damage with a chance of having it. Because, oh, she did a full 3 damage, and I'm moving her the fuck away. Because she's my witch. This is how you survive as a spellcaster.
I'll cut you wide open.
We already used our attack action. Leave it. Sela, you know what? Fight defensively. This will give her a +2 to her defense. She has an armor class of 22.
The light. Take you.
Real-time RPG always makes you miss a lot. Turn-based gives you more time to think. Yeah, you'll have more time to think. Pathfinder Kingmaker, when it first came out, was real-time, but they changed it back in last August. Not this past August, the August prior, when the stay-at-home orders had just gone into effect in the US. And they gave it turn-based, and this one, Wrath of the Righteous, defaults to turn-based, though you can turn off turn-based if you really don't want it. I like turn-based with this. Let's do another divine attack. I don't know how that did 2 damage. Press space to skip the turn to end the turn.
Spirits demand your blood.
Why do you keep missing?
No glory without risk.
Sela just like obliterates everything. One damage.
You are today's sacrifice.
And it's dead. If you hold down tab, you can see everything you can interact with. I cannot interact with any of those. If you notice, stuff will glow through the environment. So it's really easy to see it. Sela go bonk. Camellia, honey, we need you to chill on the crazy. She's fine. Gold coin, bottle of oil, and padded armor, which I don't think anyone can use. So armor in the game, even if you had the ability to wear armor, which you can, it's a feat, has a armor check penalty and an arcane spell chance failure. If I'd given her, my witch, the ability to wear armor, which again would just be giving her a feat, every time she cast a spell, she would have a 5% chance that her spell would fail because she doesn't have the ability to move fully.
Let us be careful.
Loot. Collect. It's another one of Talendera's skills.
For me.
Turn-based mode. We already know about that. With the initiative queue that hits at the top. So I'm going to use my first ability, which is Charge. It runs up and attacks immediately. You may make a single melee attack, get a +2 bonus on the attack roll, and make a -2 penalty on your armor class. I don't care. It gives us a chance to hit. Are you fucking kidding me? You rolled a 1? She rolled a 1. She got a natural 1. This combat line screamed cultist.
Into the fray.
If you press space, you can like move it up. I'm gonna take off her defensive fighting. Is this immune to my... Immune to mind affecting and compulsion. Why am I a witch? Here.
Go for their hearts.
5 damage. It's a giant fly. It's fucking creepy looking.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Can you guys hit, please? At least it's going after Sela with all her, My witch is doing the most damage because everyone else is missing. Crit miss means she's fucking tripped on the run-up? Yeah, basically. She basically tripped.
I'll cut you wide open.
There you go. How much? She dealt 9 damage to the thing. It's dead. Anevia's back here, and we have our poor Raven just flying around. Alright, we have a way up here, and we have a way down here. We're gonna go down here.
Be careful, everyone.
Camellia, run up and do something. 5 damage. Damn it.
The light take you.
That was too much. Can I get that? Yes, we did it. Divine Favor killed it. We used a cantrip. Very satisfying if the bugs explode. The explosion of an enemy is determined based on how much life they have left versus how much damage you dealt. She dealt like 9 damage to something with like 1 life. I think she just that's why.
The spirits demand your blood.
Otherwise, you'll just see them fall like this.
Into the fray.
Considering how hard Sela hits. Because Sela has a +4 minimum. What does Sela have? She has a -3. Why is she 2 weapon? Oh, wait. Oh, you're 2 weapon fighting. Wait, why are you 2 weapon fighting? Because of this? Oh, it is considered a weapon. There. Now she's got a +1. Sela has a +5 to attack. She has +1 as her base attack bonus for being a paladin, +4 for her strength. So every time she swings to attack, she has a +5 bonus, and then she deals, I think it's 1 to 8 damage. Yeah, 1 to 8 damage with a longsword, +4 with her strength. Kind of curious how hard this game is. Remember, I put the difficulty on core level. You can play it easier. I like the challenge that these games give. Alright. So we have gold coins, braces of armor +1, potions of curing, light mace, and scroll inflicts wounds. We will take those. I'll take the mace just in case. I wanted to show you this. Our bracers of armor +1 will give you an armor bonus of +1 just as though you were wearing armor. She is already wearing armor that gives her an armor bonus of 7. If you put this on, you now get an exclamation here and an exclamation here, and it will tell you where the contributing bonuses are. Bonus types do not stack in Pathfinder or Dungeons & Dragons 3.5. If you already have an armor bonus applied by something else, such as basic armor, you will always take the highest bonus and the other one will not apply. So in this case, this magical bracers of armor do nothing. I can't give it to her because she's wearing armor. And she's wearing engraved lucky bracers, which give her a +1 luck bonus to armor class and +1 luck bonus to reflex, will, and fortitude saving throws. I'm actually going to take this, give her the +1 bonus, and Sela's going to get this because now it's a
doesn't suit me.
Can't be equipped by this character. Why not? Is it only for the main character? It's only for the main character. Wait, why can't she wear this? Oh, because mage armor is on. Mage armor supersedes it. Alright, I guess we're wearing this, and no one gets to wear the bracers of armor then. We also got Scroll of Inflict Light Wounds. What do we have here? Scroll of Cause Fear. Scroll of Ray of Sickening. Copy to Spellbook. What is this? Scroll of Magical Vestment Armor. That's interesting. Huh. Here, inflict wounds. Give her 1 healing potion. And give you 1 healing potion. What are you carrying? Potion of Shield of Faith. Okay.
Watch each other.
Giant fly. We're smacking it again with our spell. He's really trying to hit Sela.
You are today's sacrifice.
3 damage there.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
And she missed. Oh, spitting giant centipede. Oh, goody. Please don't. Get her away. I don't trust that thing. Oh, and Nevia actually attacks. Maybe it's because they're in range.
Go for their heart.
5 damage there.
The light. Take you.
There goes the fly. All the bits of the fly make sense since it's a flyer. It's its armor class. The flies, we could end up looking at it and it would tell us what the fly is. Nevia. Oh, Nevia killed it. If you go into the encyclopedia and go to creatures, we can see everything we've encountered along with what we've learned. The more you fight the same monster, the more you learn about it. These are all the abilities the fly ends up having in general. It has the ability to disease. It can disease once per day, and it does 1d3 dexterity damage and 1d3 constitution damage. Holy crap. Ew. Airborne. Immune to tripping. Combat, it gets a +1 to attack, which is why it's kind of sucking, and its armor class is 13. It gets it from a dexterity bonus. Its dexterity is 17, but its constitution's actually pretty high. I'm not too worried. It's a fly. Okay, Flame Tongue, cooking ingredient. You can use it to cook something while resting. And Rainbow Quartz can be used to brew potions or scribe scrolls. I'm gonna save. We're fine.
Enemy near.
What is this? A monitor lizard. Charge. 2 damage. So monitor lizard is challenge rating 3. So this thing is relatively decently difficult for us.
Into the fray.
It is a giant lizard. But because it's not an insect, it's now able to be hit with Evil Eye. It's gonna move, so we're gonna curse it from its attack rolls. How much did that hit? 42 seconds. I think we actually hit for more than one round.
Just sit here. Don't worry about me.
Have you seriously been poisoned? Oh my fucking god. You assume that non-tutorial flies are gonna try slapping disease before getting swatted? I have no idea. They go based off of an AI, and a good DM would understand that they're stupid insects and not necessarily going to use their once per day ability. They'll just randomly use it. I have a feeling they put that into the game as well. Is there's a random chance it would take effect.
I'll cut you wide open.
Sela's already on the ground. Curse it again. It's armor class. Oh my god. Let me see this.
Attack.
So we've cursed it for 2 rounds of both its attack rolls and its armor class. Let's move up.
The spirits demand your blood.
She's not doing much damage, and while Sela's on the ground, we're kind of screwed.
This spell eludes me.
Oh, she's not dead. I can't bring her back, can I? Even if I could, she's right next to it, and she'd provoke an attack of opportunity. How much damage does she just do? 1? 1.
This is how it feels.
Oh my! Hey, Nevia. Save us! Oh shit! No! You guys okay? Skin it. Oh man, didn't work.
Tread lightly.
They are so messed up. She has 1 heal. Oh my god. How long does this last? 1 hour for 6 hours. She already saved through it. She didn't. Can we camp? Cannot rest. We're fucked. Do not save it.
No, I can't just walk away. It's got to be here somewhere.
You struggle to make out the man's features in the gloom. As soon as he steps into the circle of light, however, you realize that you've never encountered a creature like this before. The stranger looks like the work of a vivisectionist who has attempted to stitch together a lizard and a man.
When do I?
The man notices you and freezes. The curling horde protruding from his head casts a malevolent shadow on the cave wall. We did just save.
Lan, did you find it? Who is that?
The woman looks just as strange as her companion. Like a cross between a cat and a spider. When she catches sight of you, she immediately drops into a fighting stance. Her movement reveals the lethal grace of a wild predator.
The do-gooders here to save our mongrel souls, no doubt. Wait. They might know what's going on up there.
Lan stops her with a gesture. Demons are laying waste to Canabros.
If things are as bad as you say, then we all have to hurry.
His expression hardens.
You didn't come from the direction of the shield maze. Damn it. I couldn't care less about what's happening on the surface, but the maze.
I realize that you guys have your own troubles, but we need to be in Canabres. People are dying up there. Please, show us the way out.
Who are you, tieflings?
Tieflings are the descendants of people who sullied themselves by mating with demons. Our ancestors would never sink that low. We are the Underground Crusaders, the children of the Crusade's finest.
Sadly, Underground Crusaders is a bit of a mouthful, so people usually just call us mongrels.
You just love repeating that, don't you, Lan? Mongrels. That's what the Uplanders call us. But we call ourselves Neathers.
No matter what you call us, it's not gonna stop our horns, hooves, or tails from growing.
I've never heard of Underground Crusaders before.
In Canabres, they're called mongrels. People say that they come up to the surface at night and eat anyone foolish enough to wander alone after midnight. To tell you the truth, I thought you guys were just a tale to tell kids at night.
That's human gratitude for you. Our forefathers suffered the consequences of demonic corruption, all to protect Mendev and Golarion. And for what? So we could become monsters used to frighten children.
Every mongrel has their own take on it. Our chief, for example, thinks of us as something like a reserve military force. He thinks we're standing by until the moment we're needed, and when we emerge on the surface and save the day, all the people will see how good we are, and they'll love us for it. Yeah, he leaves that last part out when he talks about it, of course, but it's easy enough to read between the lines.
What are you doing here?
That's none of your...
We're looking for a holy sword. It was here, in the center, sticking out of a rock. The sooner we find it, the better. Some kids from our tribe took off for the shield maze. They figured it had collapsed, and now it's their time to go up to the surface, like all the legends foretold. Except they don't have a clue what's waiting for them up there. They're not fighters. And Saul, the chief of our tribe, is dead set against it. He says that now isn't the time for the Underground Crusaders to take up arms. If we get the Holy Sword, we might be able to change the chief's mind.
It's a fool's errand. None of us will be able to hold the sword, let alone use it to save anyone. It's not an ordinary weapon. It's made from righteous heavenly flame, and will burn anyone who touches it. Do you think you're special, Lan?
So heaven is a plane in the outer sphere, a realm of pure righteousness, where the forces of good gather to aid those on less virtuous planes and help worthy souls find rest. Though inconceivably large, it appears to most viewers as a mountain with a mysteriously floating peak. Heaven's residents see law and goodness as largely the same force. Order is the greatest good, and goodness is the greatest order. They recognize the good intentions of the Azotus of Elysium, but view them as misguided children. I have no idea who the Azotus of Elysium are. Similarly, they oppose the lawful evil forces of hell, but credit them with the intelligence and believe that they can at least be reasoned into truces and stalemates, and perhaps even redeemed.
I'll pick it up with my teeth and tie it to my hand if I have to. It doesn't matter. An angel's sword and a troop of stalwart mongrels will be able to work a minor miracle. Speaking of which, you're still here, Wendu, which means that deep down, you know it's possible.
What is this place?
This is the hall where we remember the glory of our forebears. Sorry about the mess. It doesn't usually look like this, trust me. Sometimes we even wipe the dust off the exhibits.
This is where the relics of the first Crusaders are displayed. Our lives are short. Our glories are quickly forgotten. But this place helps us to remember that we are just as worthy as anyone else. And that our lives are not lived in vain.
Lan's kind of charming, though. Yeah, he has a certain charm to him. I don't remember what his charisma is.
The first Crusaders? You've been down here that long? That's crazy.
We'll find the sword fast if we work together. I'll help you.
Thanks. An extra pair of eyes can only help. The sword will be easy enough to spot. It looks, swordy. Help us, and in return, we'll get you out of here.
Now we're talking. Let's get to work. It's a good thing we all bumped into each other, isn't it?
What, you want to find the sword quickly so the underground monsters bring you back to the surface? So be it.
Some interactive objects are easy to find. Moving past such an object, every character automatically makes a perception skill check. If the check is successful, the object is found. It is highlighted, drawing your attention and can now be interacted with. We have a familiar as a raven, which means we get a bonus to perception. Flame tongue. Edible moss. And no, the reason why I'm not reloading despite that combat is let's just roll with it and see what happens. Lore religion.
This one was beyond me.
Statue of an unknown knight. The technique is crude, but the figure was clearly crafted with genuine feeling.
Rely on me.
I had her drink a potion of healing. If it's anything like Kingmaker, I will end up with so many potions I'm not going to know what to do with it. Kingmaker, I have a stockpile of healing potions back at my keep. Like, I don't know what to do with them because I have so many of them.
Now what is that?
I need my main character, Cave. Grinding stone. An item of interest to a craftsman or collector, a merchant would pay well for it. I need Cave to be looking. She has the best perception, I think. Let me see. Under ability summary. Perception +4. No, she has +5. Yeah, it's what's her name? What is her name? The fuck, Camellia. Camellia has the best perception.
What do we have?
Oh, I said that when it wasn't clear if you were going to survive the lizard. Oh yeah, no. I know. I was actually concerned I wasn't going to survive, but once we got them into, what's her name? Nevia's view, we were fine. The room looks like an impoverished, improvised museum, or perhaps some kind of temple.
I found, something.
Oh wait, did we find more loot? No, it's a bug, it's just showing it. No, it's gone now.
Something here.
What's that there? I found something.
My raven's all like, I'm gone. A strange flash pierces the gloom, and Kate feels drops of searing blood run down her chest. The wound healed by Terendelev reopens and weeps scarlet, but there is no pain or weakness. A hazy scene appears, a cave chamber, this one or another one entirely. Kate's heartbeat quickens, and a stream of thoughts suddenly bursts into her mind, thoughts that clearly belong to another. Treachery, they betrayed me, trapped me, and stabbed me in the back. My trusted allies, my treasured friends, the people I swore to protect, the people for whom I descended from heaven and came to this turbulent mortal world. There they are up ahead in the gloom of the cave. What are they waiting for? Are they afraid to draw any closer? Do they believe I am about to die from their traitorous blows? Next to me, a quiet moan. A girl with a golden braid lies on the rocks, clutching her slashed side. She refused to join the traitors and paid dearly for it. I could have tried to run, but I will not. Whilst I still have strength, I must... While recognizing the foreign origin of these thoughts, Kate intuits that she can control them somehow. Let's try to furiously call out the traitors or heal the wounded girl. Furiously call out the traitors? The voice, trembling with pain and rage, carries to the farthest reaches of the cave ceiling in this strange vision. Why? Why did you betray me and your comrades? What did the servants of the abyss tempt you with? Blurred shapes, the face of several mortals, bleed into existence. One of them, a young half-elf with his hair twisted into a knot, responds to the accusations. You and your goddess have given us nothing, Lariel, nothing. But Lord Discari will give us everything, and there is no power in the world that will stop his advance. The frenzy of foreign thoughts comes faster and faster like a pushing river, and images flash by one another. A priestess in colorful robes observing the stars, a young female paladin praying, clutching her glowing sword, a majestic golden-winged angel gazing into the distance, his face covered by a helmet but his voice ringing clear. Only if you're willing, and only if you're ready, there is no going back. There in the vision, the darkness in the cave stirs into motion. Something massive appears from within its depths, a vague shadow, an outline, a nightmare come to life. A wave of odious chirping and rustling emanates from the shadow, the sound piercing like hot irons lancing through flesh and bone. The traitors fall to their knees before the shadow in reverent ecstasy, and the wounded girl thrashes in her death throes. Knowledge Arcana 10. But Kaith knows how to resist malign influence such as this, no matter its origin. Succeeded. The force of the attack, though originating in a vision, is terrifying, but Kaith is stronger. She shakes off the pain and torpor, but alas, the one who sent the vision cannot claim the same. He is broken and exhausted. A monstrous shadow emerges from the murk of the cave. It is not real. It exists only in the strange vision or memory, but the thrill of fear it provokes is more than real. The shadow's features starkly resemble those of Discari, the terrifying demon lord. In a movement as swift as thought itself, the monster's hand is wrapped around the throat of the one they called Lariel. The foolish angel struggling on the rocks like a fly with its wings torn off intones the shadow. Its voice changes as it moves, shifting from a quiet whisper to a sonorous shout, becoming young, then old and quavering. Where is your goddess, angel? Where is her self-assured herald? How is it that you are dying here alone, so far from the light of your heaven? A strange calm envelops the thoughts of the one called Lariel. He recognizes who stands before him, and he knows he will never bow down before this enemy. The flaming sword flares to life in his hand, bright, pure, flickering with multicolored sparks like a sunbeam through stained glass. Slash! The blade slices through the demonic creature's flesh, and the monster recoils with a howl, releasing his grip on Lariel's throat. The angel falls back heavily on the rocks. His vitality is ebbing, but his pride remains undiminished. He grips the sword and with his last burst of strength plunges it into the rock. Kate senses that the vision is fading, the rush of thoughts diminishing, like a river running dry. The last thing she hears is this. You will kill me, monster, this I know, but one day someone will come here and raise up my sword. They will raise it up and punish evildoers and traitors? Yes. The vision disappears, vanishing in a burst of colors. Kate does not hear the final words, but she seems to complete the thought, taking it to heart. The words fly from her lips, and with them something else. The heat blazing in Kate's chest fades away. The edges of the scarlet wound close, leaving not even a scar behind. Looking down, Kate sees the flaming sword in her hand, or rather its outline, the memory of what the sword looked like. With a final surge of warmth and soothing light, the sword vanishes, and the light is drawn into her hand. Kate senses that it will return. All she needs to do is call to it.
Hey, are you all right? You were kinda glowing just now.
Seela kneels before the light, offering up a prayer to Iomade. So Iomade, now that we can see it, she's the inheritor light of the sword, Lady of Valor, goddess of righteous valor, justice, and honor. She's served as Eredin's herald. She inherited many of the last Aslante's followers upon his death, and continues to espouse the ideas of honor and righteousness in the defense of good in the battle against evil. She's super goody-goody goddess.
That was it. The light of heaven. But how?
Lan looks at you dumbfounded.
What did you do with it? Where did it go?
I think I saw the memories of Lariel, the angel who died there. Here.
Lariel? That really was Lariel? The angel from the legends. The ancestors even got his name right on the gravestone. The chief will be thrilled.
You. Thousands of gongs, and no one's been able to touch it. And now you, an ordinary creature of flesh and blood, no different to us, get the sword and start talking about visions.
Now, Wendoag, don't be a sore loser. She is clearly different from us. The sword appeared before her, along with the angel's name and all that other stuff, because she doesn't carry our mongrel taint. Heaven doesn't give a damn how special we are. We're born with evil inside us. Heaven doesn't need to know any more than that.
Oh god, he just got bitter.
I know you're willing to tear anyone apart to uphold our people's honor, but you and Sol, you just refuse to face the truth. We are the way we are because our ancestors' bodies were corrupted by the Abyss. It does the same thing to plants and animals. There's nothing heroic or special about it. It doesn't make us better, and it doesn't make us worthier.
You saw it too, the traitors, the dying girl.
It's only us here. Your group, you, me, Wendu, and the light of heaven that sort of got, sucked into you. Any chance you can whip it out again? We do kinda need it. Sorry, I crack jokes when I get nervous, and when I'm upset, and when I'm happy. Anyway, what I said, it came out wrong. We need to bring you to Chief Sol. You can show everyone the light of heaven, we'll rally the tribe and go into the maze, and we'll get back our kin.
And what if she can't make it happen a second time? What then? The tribe will just say we're crazy and turn its back on us.
Reveal the light of heaven. Seems I can control it.
That is just... wow, I mean, that's amazing. Heaven has truly blessed you.
This power is the most majestic thing I've ever seen in all my life. Is this what the sun is like, Lan?
Yes, it's similar. But this light is more... golden? Chief Sol needs to see this. Now that we have the power of angels on our side, he can't say no. He'll have to assemble a troop to storm the maze. You Uplanders care about your kids, right? Help us save ours. Without them, we won't survive. And then, the perils of the maze won't be so bad if we go together. We'll make our way through it and find the way to Canabras.
Lan's the only guy we've picked up for the entire party. It's just a swath of women and one guy, and he's just all like, ah yes, anime harem. This is my life. Lead us to your chief and I'll decide if I'm going to help you or not.
Let's go. We'll take the short route. Well, the only route, really.
If it's similar to Kingmaker, we're going to get a lot of variations of different characters. So I'm not worried about that. And frankly, I like the general makeup of the party, and I like the characters overall. A harem.
No, what is that?
Oh, hey, we just found one. Our one thing that we have is we still have 2 people that are poisoned. Heroism. The spell imbues a single creature with a great bravery and morale in battle. Gain +2 morale bonus on attack rolls, saves, and skill checks. And I now have Light of the Angels. You summon a soothing light, warming the hearts of your allies and obscuring the vision of your enemies. Every ally in a 20-foot radius gets 1 temporary hit point for 1 hour, and the enemies become dazzled for 1d4 rounds. But there's no save. What the hell?
Let's head out.
Alright. Lan.
Be ready for the worst.
Lan is a Zen archer. I do not know anything about Zen archers. I'm not going to go into it too much right now. I'll end up looking at it. He has monk proficiencies. And flurry of blows? What? That's crazy. What is she? A fighter. She's normal. She's very simple. She's easy for me to go with. Skill checks. We already know about skill checks. What does she have? She's not wearing anything. We're going to give her this padded armor. Braces of armor +1 we're going to give to Lan. What else are we going to give her? Her dexterity is her highest, even though she's a fighter. I mean, fighters can be pretty much anything, so we're going to give her that, but she needs to have backup weapons just in case, so we'll give her a dagger. Considering she's a dexterity 20, she's also neutral evil is her alignment, but considering she's a dexterity 20, if she does not have finesse fighting, I'm probably going to want to get her that at some point. She's an underground scavenger. What is this? This is a bug. I don't know how to report it just yet. There is a way to report it, and Owlcat Games is, like, fixing things. So I should tell them, hey, there's a thing under Lands.
I'll
Thing.
prove I'm the best.
But what is she? She's armor class 18, armor class 19. So I'm gonna put her up here, him in the front, and I'll keep Kaith in the last. We have a lot of
I'm all ears.
single characters. And then I'm going to change up their stuff because I always do this. Because these are the 3 most used abilities that I have. Charge. Perfect Strike. Must declare that you're using this feat before you make an attack roll. You can roll your attack roll twice and take the higher result. May attempt a perfect attack once per day for every 4 levels you've attained. Zen Monk, Archer Monk receives Perfect Strike as a bonus feat. So he's a monk. Interesting. Point Blank Shot. Oh. So this is interesting. So Point Blank is a passive ability you have. However, if you turn it on, now what the game will do is it will... So Point Blank is, it forces you to come into 30-foot range of your enemy if you're attacking to ensure that you gain bonuses from the Point Blank Shot feat. The feat itself makes it so you get bonuses for attacking anything with a ranged weapon within 30 feet of you. Now that it has an active ability that you can put on your bar, if you turn it on, which is, this is off, clicking it to where it has the little thing going around it is on, that means you'll force the character to always come within 30 feet, which will always give them the bonus. I love this.
I am yours to command.
I love that they added these little things. All these little features they've added, it's been so good. Yeah, ranged monk is interesting. It also means his attack. So he has a +7. +7, +7. Does he have 2 attacks with his bow? Wait, how does a Zen Archer work? Some monks seek to become one with their weapon entirely, the bow. The Zen Archer takes a weapon most other monks' shield and seeks perfection in the pull of a taut bowstring. The flex of a bow's limbs are the flight of an arrow fired true. Wait, flurry of blows. He has unarmed strike, but I think he adds all of his unarmed stuff to as if his bow, which I think means from beginning level 1 he does 2 attacks.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome.
Most of the game's mechanics are based on the rules of the tabletop RPG Pathfinder, which uses dice for determining outcomes of various actions. The most commonly used die is 20 sides, blah, blah, blah. Trying to get over the rebel, your character Lan got the result of 15. The result is the sum of the die roll, which is 6, blah, blah, blah. This is just... Basically, in order to get over this rebel, you had to do a athletics or mobility check, and Lan has the highest ability, so he did it. Combat log, I already know about. It's back here. We now have giant spiders.
Another obstacle.
Please don't hit her. She's already damaged. God fucking damn it. She's poisoned again. Her strength is 16. She's got... She's a mess.
Aim carefully.
They're immune to mind affecting stuff. Those truly are spiders of unusual size. Fuck this. How much damage did that do? 4. Congratulations, Kaith. You just put yourself in, like, in harm's way. Can you be a little less aggressive, Wendohawk? Oh no. Hey, you want to be poisoned again?
You are today's sacrifice.
Oh god.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Why did you suck at hitting that?
No glory without risk!
I swear to God, she has so much going on here. What is their armor class? 14. Hit it with your torch. Oh my God, my witch actually hit it with her torch. Chill, Wendy, chill. Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Beg me to stop.
I'm gonna get rid of that window. You have to turn off Y. Like, please don't hit her. She doesn't need any more poison in her veins.
We will win this war.
She has a -2 to her strength. And she's still dealing with the monitor lizard's venom. She has one more save to make against the thing for it to go away. Well, shit. Loot. Fairy mushroom. Caustic mold. Bezoar. Harry Potter. Why is there more rubble to climb? We're gonna get hurt. Bone meal. Inflict light wounds. There. Here, I'm saving it. Lan, what the fuck were you doing?
Mongrel did it.
I'll bathe in your blood.
Oh. Chill, Wenduog. What are these? Small earth elementals. I'm sure it'll be fine. Shaman surrounds herself with the spirit of battle. How much does this take? Shift plus right click. It doesn't say what it is. It ends up being a standard action. Charge.
What do we have here?
Wow, you failed. Kaith is going up. Are these immune to...
A solid plan.
Oh my God. Here, armor class, drop it. What did it get? It save? It succeeded, but it's hit for one turn.
No match for me.
So she moved up with her arrow because I have her point blank strike active. Can you? No. You can get up here though, so you can get smacked and then go down.
You won't survive me.
Can you please not hit her? She's fragile. She didn't used to be. She was my strongest character. Now she's fragile and like in need of not being hit. Here, die. Hey, Divine Zap worked.
I'll rip you apart.
2 damage. Can you do something before you die horribly?
Take you!
Can you run away? Please save her. Thank you, God. Okay. My poor paladin is a mess. Hey, 35. What is this? Wand of Cure Light Wounds. Holy shit.
We should prepare.
It's not what you need to do. Belt. Wand. It has 15 charges. I don't care. Use it. Whatever. She said 8 out of 13. She'll survive. You have a 1d8 like heal. She's like 4. She's a meat shield. She's really sucking as a meat shield. She has the highest defense out of everyone. And she's a really bad target right now. Get across. Please don't fail this. Thank you. If you fail that, at least in Kingmaker, everyone just sort of falls down and takes damage. And you'd watch, like, my poor paladin just die immediately. What is this lineup we have going on? Oh, I can change it from here. How do I determine how I want it? I mean, that's not bad. That's not great. Ew. No. I mean... Hold shift to move characters freely. Oh, I like that. Look at that! Here, you go there. You go there. Better. Oh, fuck that thing.
A lizard and a human enter a tavern. What'll it be, Lamb? The bartender asks.
I'll tear your throat out.
I just cut off his joke. I just cut off his joke. It's dead. We have his... That was worth it. That was worth it. Here, go... I don't know. Go over here. I don't know where this thing is. None of us know where it is. And I'm afraid to put my paladin in the front because she just dies. Oh, it's right there.
The spirits demand your blood.
I mean, I could have just hovered. Oh, there's another one. I see it.
They'll beg me to stop.
It's dead. Thank fucking God. Lan.
Make every strike count.
That was one hit. It spit at her. Fuck. She does dexterity damage. What's her dexterity damage? -1. Fucking hell. I can't even get over there. Here. Kaith is too far back. Oh, Sela, would you like to get forward? That thing might spit on you and deal damage.
You are today's sacrifice.
I mean, it was. Every attack during combat, that's nice to know. Go away. Bone meal, that. Masterwork light crossbow, and a fine feather. Let's be fair. I'm not going to use the crossbow right now with you. I feel like you need a backup. This is 1 to 8. This bow is 1 to 6. Here you go. And it's masterwork, which means you have a chance of hitting it better than before. I'd rather give her a compound bow because then it would use her strength bonus. But I'm not going to use her for ranged combat all that much. I'm sorry.
Trouble?
What?
No, they did.
I don't know about that.
Now what is that?
Oh, she just saw the skeleton.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel. You won't survive me.
Oh, she saved her fortitude. Oh, God. That dazed it. Wendog. Inevia's actually helping. Sela's trying not to die.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Go for their hearts.
My God.
Endure this.
Can you actually hit something? You're supposed to be a monk with a bow. Inevia, can you do something? She's like, I'm done. It's too far away. Oh my God. You know what? No, I can't use my evil eye on it. Shit.
I'll rip you apart.
I did not mean to put Kaith right there. We're gonna die. Kaith is gonna get bitten. It's gonna be like game over. Congratulations. Thanks for playing.
Into the fray.
Never mind. Oh, Sela. I knew you were useful for something other than being poisoned. A masterwork greatsword. It's worth 100. We're taking it. What is this? A comma? I don't care about a comma. It's like monk proficiencies. Fuck that. You know what? Monk proficiencies. Reason being is because if something gets within melee range, he is going to provoke an attack of opportunity every time he attempts to attack with his longbow. So he has a +6 with this, which is good. And he has +7 with that. Alright. Not too bad. It could be worse. Quick save. Every time you quick save, it doesn't overwrite the last quick save. It usually adds to it, and there's a certain number of them. So you can reload back. I've never been this far in the game, by the way. No dialogue? Okay. Wendoa glances at Lan, who is fixing his slipped bowstring, and quickly walks over to you. Her cat-like eyes glow from beneath her hood. Listen here, you. I don't know who you are or where you come from, but you and I are the only two people here who see things clearly. That's why I'm asking you, don't show the light of heaven to Saul. I thought you considered the mongrels to be great warriors. The descendants of great warriors. I believe that my people are worthy of greatness and that they are strong and can do many things. That's why we were chased down here. We scared people, but it's one thing to go hunting in the caves and another to go fight in the shield maze. Wendoa leans closer, her pupils dilating. I've been there. I've spent my whole life training so I can make it through all the way to the end. There were more of us trackers at the start. We were young and stupid. What's a couple of monsters when there's a whole world out there waiting for us? That's what we thought, but we weren't prepared. The maze isn't just a physical challenge. It's cunning and full of traps. It's dark as the primordial night. And if you close your eyes and listen, you hear whispers right behind you and the soft singing in the distance that seems to rise and fall with the beating of your heart. Wenduog looks away. I had to learn from my friends' mistakes. I had to step over their bodies and go further. I don't want to have to do that again, and it will happen again if a crowd of ill-prepared fighters burst into the maze with no idea where they're going. All because Lan believes that a glowing sword will solve all our problems. Lan is sure that the light should be shown to the mongrels. Lan, Wenduog grimaces with a guttural husky snarl unfurls in her throat. He wants to play the hero. His first idea, if you remember, was to grab the sword and run headlong into the maze. Does that sound like a plan to you? To me, it sounds like suicide. The worst part is that the tribe might actually take his words to heart and follow where he leads. Don't you want to save the kids lost in the maze? I do want to, but I'm not going to risk the future of the tribe for the sake of a few stupid kids. Chief Soul is hesitant, and for good reason. He also understands how dangerous this is for the tribe. Lan's the only one who benefits from these childish games of heroism. I'll go alone if I have to and find them, or whatever's left of them. Without any heroics, lying only on myself, risking only my life. Wendoog slows. You and your friends can come with me. Perhaps we can make it to the end of the maze together and find the way out to the surface. I'll think about it. Let's go. Wendoog nods. Don't show the chief the light, and I'll lead you through the maze to the surface. I swear it. Shit. So what happens if you do show him the light? Click this icon to leave a location. I'm aware of that. Before leaving the location, you'll be able to review and collect the loot you've left behind, which I do always love within the Pathfinder games that Alcat has done so far. Trophies left in the underground. Oh, they don't do it individually. They just do, here's the lump. Thank God. Don't want that. Oh, leave. Honestly, she's making a lot of sense. She is. Her alignment's also evil, which usually means that she's more interested in her own self-being. I mean, she's interested in what she cares about. That's usually what evil means. It doesn't necessarily mean she's good and she cares about her people and her tribe. That's about it. That's my guess. And she's afraid more of them are going to get hurt because a bunch of kids made a stupid mistake. Mongrels. Would you look at that, Uplanders? Has the maze really collapsed? Lan and Wendoog are always dragging back trash from the caves. No offense.
Tread lightly.
Your first impression of the mongrel village is of a squalid dump with the odors to match. Unblinking, glowing eyes watching you from the gloom. and deformed shadows slope between the huts. You see some mongrels gutting white eyeless fish while others are repairing fishing nets. All the signs of normal village life, but tense expectation hangs in the air. A heavyset aged mongrel slowly shuffles his way towards you. The hair on his head grows in limp, wispy strands, and his face has a distinctly rat-like appearance with pronounced teeth, and you hear a rattling sound in his chest with every breath he takes. One of his eyes is white, fully scarred by cataracts, while the other gleams with moisture. Uplanders. End times are upon us indeed. Chief Soul, we found the angel sword, and we found the one who can wield it. Lamb points at you. She had a vision. I mean, there's lots of poison going on, but she had a vision now that the angel sword together with the light of heaven are somehow inside her. Gather the tribe, anyone who could hold a weapon. The young ones are still alive. We can go save them. He is a little much on this. Sol raises his hands with ragged, broken fingernails. Ah, Lan, always streaming, always talking. You're too hasty for your own good. It's going to get you in trouble. Sol eyes you up and down. An uplander with the light of heaven. That's too good for us. Our kind don't have good things happen. There's always a catch. Lan trusts people because she likes to believe. Isn't that right, Lan? I'm the chief and I don't work on faith. Show the light. Wendawag stares at you intently like a cat watching a bird and shakes her head in warning. Dialogue options restricted by mythic paths. Throughout the game, you will occasionally encounter colored options marked as associated with a specific mythic path. These are dialogue branches that embody the... Boggles Jess, hi! Welcome, Raiders! We are taking a look at Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, which just recently came out, and it's absolutely awesome. What were you playing? What were you doing? How are you guys? What is going on? I'm really liking this game so far, by the way, and the only reason we're playing this instead of Prince of Persia like I was originally planning is we ended up with the infamous missing lever bug in Prince of Persia, and I have to play it off stream to get back to where it was so that we can actually continue, because it soft-locked the game. Anyways, hi everyone. The earlier stages of the game, these options must be selected in order to gain the opportunity to set out on corresponding mythic paths. Once your mythic path is set, unique alternatives inaccessible to other mythic paths will become available to you. Mythic paths. In order to be able to beat the overall demon at the end of the game, you get mythic paths. You're playing Vampire. How are you liking it? How far are you into it? I love Vampire. There's so much to like about Vampire, and at the same time, there's so much I wish they had done and changed on it. I had to play it on its hardest difficulty because the game is really easy otherwise, but it's so much fun, and I love the game. But mythic paths are basically in order to eventually fight the ultimate demon lord, from what I understand and from what I'm guessing, because I do know about the mythic path system, since it was one of the big advertising points for this game, is eventually we're not only going to hit level 20, we are going to ascend beyond that. Your mythic path is going to determine what you become. Are you going to become an avatar of the gods? Are you going to become an angelic being? Or are you going to go down a very dark path, and are you going to become an ancient and powerful lich? You love it because of my playthrough. Yes! Oh yeah, it is September, so spooky season is upon us. Yes. Is there something else for the surface? I will help you find the lost mongrels. I don't want to use the angel mythic path because I don't want to become angelic. Lan is mistaken, we didn't find the sword. Lan whips around to look at you, stunned. He clenches his fist for a moment as if planning to shake the truth out of you, but he quickly gets a handle on himself. If you liked my playthrough Buckles Jess on Vampire, then you know what the ending was like, and dear God, it's hard if you go that ending. It is really hard. I don't know why you're lying. No doubt you have your reasons, but I know it's a lie and you know it, and Wendu knows it. Lan turns to Wendawag. Tell him, Wendu. Wendawag stares blankly back at him. I saw the light shining between the rocks and then it went out. Lan saw what he wanted to see. Why are you doing this? Doing what? Telling the truth? I don't want the blood of gullible mongrels on my hand. I'm gonna say nothing. Lan looks at you expectantly and sighs when you don't answer. Right, you and Wendu have worked everything out between yourselves. You played me for a blind mole here. Lan barks a hollow laugh. Everybody around me said they didn't want to go anywhere or save anyone, but I didn't believe them. I always have to take things further than anybody else. Isn't that right, Chief? Fine, I see how things are. I don't need any more convincing. Lan offers a crooked smile. Don't leave. Don't leave. Peace, Lan. Miracles are not meant for us. We, the tribe, we wait. If you're one of us, you will wait. We're not going anywhere. Uplanders, rest now. There's a hut over there. You can rest there. Lan is silent, has eyes shifting from you and Sol to Wenduog. That's why you're being not so evil. Yeah. I kind of feel really bad for fucking over Lan. You made the right choice. It was the lesser of two evils, and now rest so we can be at our best when we go into the maze. I promise to lead you to the surface, and I will. Combat victories and other achievements gave your character experience points. After accumulating a certain amount of experience, the character gains a new level. Alright. My poor paladin, she's so fucking beleaguered with, like, she's fatigued, poisoned twice. Alright. The first place was booked, so you tried the second, which is closed? Honey. Go back to the first place and ask them if you can just arrive tomorrow or if you have to sign up in advance. You might have... I don't know. You'll figure it out. I'll get a second hex at level 2. We're gonna do it. We have taken the witch profession. If you're wondering. The number of classes in this game are obscene. So you try the third. They say only the first has the test you need. Oh. Yeah. I have 5 skill points. We're putting one in Arcana, World, Persuasion, Use Magic Device, and I have one more. Give it into Perception? Mobility? Give it to Mobility. She needs to be able to move a little bit. Okay, hexes. I can give her the Cackle. What is Cackle? Get a Fortune, Protective, Misfortune. What is Misfortune? A witch can cause a creature within 30 feet to suffer grave misfortune for 1 round. Anytime the creature makes an ability check, attack roll, saving throw, or skill check, it must roll twice and take the worst result. A will save negates the hex. Nails. A witch's nails are long and sharp and count as natural weapons that deal 1d3 points of damage. The witch can cause fate to twist so that it benefits a creature within 30 feet for 1 round. Whenever that creature is targeted by an effect that requires an attack roll, including weapon attacks, the attacker must roll twice and take the worst result. So you can protect someone. Slumber. Can cause a creature to fall into a deep magical sleep. As per the sleep spell, the creature receives a will save to negate the effect. Can affect a creature of any hit dice. The hex ends immediately if the creature takes damage. Any hit dice? Fall asleep. 1d2. This restless slumber puts them to sleep and causes them to roll around violently in their sleep. They're booked until Friday. You're gonna have to sign up for Friday then, and you're just gonna have to tell the company. You're just gonna have to email them and tell them. You might get an extra half week or a week off from work then. There's nothing you can do about it, especially if they're booked like that. It means that everything's been, like, scaled back, probably, even on those. Vulnerability makes the enemies vulnerable to energy. I don't need to worry about that. We don't have energy. What is Ward? +2 deflection bonus to armor class and a +2 resistance bonus on saving throws. Oh. Yeah, but it's a deflection bonus. It's very easy to, like... What is Animal Servant? Can turn a humanoid enemy into an animal and rob it of its free will. You need Grand Hex. I don't know what Grand Hex is. What is Grand Hex? It doesn't say. Grand Hex is probably higher level stuff. Yeah. I kind of want to get Slumber, but what's ameliorating? Touch a creature to suppress and protect it from negative conditions. The witch chooses one of the following conditions each time she uses this. dazzled, fatigued, shaken, or sickened. If the target is afflicted with a chosen condition, that condition is suppressed for a number of minutes equal to the witch's level. Ice Plant. +2 natural bonus to armor class. Leaves the witch's skin thick and stiff to the touch. For how long? Hi, Kenny Tag. I'm trying to figure out what to put her on. Fortune gives... I kind of want to get Cackle, but I really want Slumber. We're going to do Slumber. The ability to hex anything of any hit dice and potentially put it to sleep is fucking awesome. And we'll get 2 more spells. Command is totally different than what it used to be. I don't even think Command existed in the first game. Basically, it's a single word command, and these are the commands you can give. Approach, fall, flee, halt. And will can negate it. Hypnotism's also really good. And it's 2d4 hit dice. It's the only thing I don't like about it. Summon monster. Get rid of hypnotism. No, let's use command. Let's get command. And we'll get summon monster. She also has vanish. And now that we can do that, let's go into her spellbook and let's change this up. Burning Hands, I don't think I necessarily want. Summon Monster, yes, we'll give it to her. No, we're gonna get Cure Light Wounds. Why? Because we're kind of low on healing. Sela is gonna be just leveled as a paladin. She's easy enough. I'm not gonna touch much of her on anything. Oh god, her mobility. Give her athletics. This athletics will be fine if we remove her armor. Persuasion, we're gonna give her higher up because she's a paladin. She's gonna get lay on hands frickin' finally.
You can trust me.
Camilla, I'm still iffy on. Keep her as a shaman spirit hunter. Trickery, stealth. Is it really that's all I can give her? That's really weird. Okay. She gets a hex? Shaman touches a willing creature and grants a battle word. Next time a foe makes an attack roll against the target. I kind of want to give her Ice Plant. It gives her a +2 natural armor bonus. I don't think she has to use that. I think Ice Plant is passive. What do you think is passive? Ice Plant? I'm pretty sure Ice Plant is passive. Yeah, it's passive.
Open your heart to me.
Oh yeah, she gets a +2 natural armor class bonus. That's kind of cool. So Lan is a Zen Archer. We're keeping him as that. What is he getting? Zen Archer bonus feat. Athletics, mobility, perception. I feel like I should give him a point in trickery. Precise shot. Can shoot or throw ranged weapons at an opponent engaged in melee without taking the standard -4 opponent. So if you are using a ranged attack, such as with bows, darts, any throwing weapon or whatever, at an enemy that is currently engaged in melee combat with another target, basically one of your own people, you have a -4 penalty to your attack roll to avoid hitting your own people. So if you get precise shot, you get rid of that penalty. I want to get rid of that penalty. Deflect arrows. Must have at least one hand free. It's horrible for him. No. Way of the Longbow. Zen Archer gains a bonus feat as a gains weapon focus as a bonus feat with one type of weapon. I think that gives him a +1 bonus to his attacks. Holy shit. And then Wenduog is our fighter. She's so basic as a fighter. I almost feel like I should make her a fighter rogue. I kind of want to multi-class her. Fuck it. Trickery, stealth, mobility, perception, lore nature, because we need people with like more lore. This will affect our camping abilities. She gets rogue proficiencies, trap finding, sneaking, and weapon finesse. We don't have a rogue. She's really good for that. I mean, technically Camilla would be too if she wasn't poisoned. Can we steal stuff from the town? Do you think they'd be upset? Edible moss, gold, silver powder, animal hide. Thanks. You think Land's upset at us? Loot! Wooden mug, coal, oil, gold, more moss. Where's our tent? They promised us a tent. Where's this fucking tent? Is it up there? I don't know. Oh. Horgus Gwyrm. Ah, human face at last, and there I thought I'd be gazing upon the twisted visages of these troglodytes for the rest of my life. This was the guy that we talked to, who told us he didn't want to stand next to us at the festival. An elderly man in expensive but not ostentatious clothes approaches you. His face is peppered with several healed cuts and bruises and twisted in an expression of extreme discontent. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Horgus Gwyrm. Yes, that Gwyrm. You no doubt have heard of me if you spent any time at all in the city. I have a business proposition for you. How did you end up here? For a moment, Horgus's eyes focus on Camellia before his gaze returns to you. Like everyone else, down I went with that accursed beetle cleaved the ground in twain beneath our feet. Called him a beetle. I'm lucky I didn't break my neck in the fall, and I'm doubly lucky that I didn't encounter any subterranean cockroaches on my blind wanderings, and instead came across hunters from this settlement. Although I must say that when I first glimpsed their physiognomies, my life flashed before my eyes. But they turned out to be decent chaps, frightening to look at, but able to keep a bargain. Oh my god. You don't speak very kindly of the mongrels, even though they saved your life. Ha! Kind words are for people with hours to fritter away on pleasantries. Horgus Gwyrm speaks his mind, and he pays for services rendered not with kind words, but with hard coin. I gave the mongrels my dagger in exchange for their help. Its handle is worth more than their whole village. Spent a minute in the city and didn't hear you. I did hear of him because I talked to him. He was a little bitch. What kind of business proposition? I don't know what is happening on the surface right now, but I am determined to find out. You have no intention of seeing out the rest of your days in this village, I suspect. We must find a route back to the surface, to the city, if there's anything left of it. You are a spellcaster, I presume, a sorcerer, a wizard. I can't tell which exactly, but it doesn't matter. Spells are always useful, especially in a situation like this. You are strong, it will be no trouble to you, but alas, I am not as fit as I once was. I can't go crawling about through caves, playing at scouts. My proposition is simple. Lead me back to the city and I shall pay you 1,000 gold coins. I suggest we might help this man. It's good to have friends amongst the Canabres elite. 2,000 gold. Horgus's gaze is piercing. Are you taking advantage of my dire circumstances? Very well, make it 2,000. Money first. I would gladly pay in advance, but all my wealth is up on the surface. Fear not, the word of a Gwyrm is worth more than platinum. Ask anyone, Horgus Gwyrm has never reneged on a deal. Deal. Splendid, in the meantime I shall sit here in the village. We have to go. Go on, don't forget our agreement. When you find the way out, be sure to tell me. I think I can just rest.
1,000 gold is a shit ton of money.
I have 2,000.
Why is he trying to give you 1,000 gold?
Because he needs the way out.
Yeah, bullshit. He's gonna double cross you.
Yeah. I want to look around. Where's the tent he said we can use? Is that it? They said there was a tent. I don't know where the tent is. Cannot rest here. It should be up here. Trying to go back to look at the conversation from earlier. Yeah. Please, there is a hut over there. You can rest there. All right, where's the hut? Where's the hut? Is he talking about this hut? No. Because it would be able to be interacted with, I think. Oh my god. Excuse me. Ugh. Also, I need to see what time it is. Oh, I need to switch to Lamentum. I'm absolutely adoring this game. As I promptly go over here and steal more shit. Gold, a crooked paw, old smoking pipe, and animal hide. I'm gonna seize again. I don't know where the hut is.
Follow my steps.
Oh, hello, I'm gonna steal your stuff. 4 mutated fish. You can use it to cook something while resting. He calls the Demon Lord a beetle and a scythe crashes through the ceiling, impaling his skull at tip. Seriously. More mutated fish. Decorated scabbard, silver powder, gold, flame tongue, collect it all.
Let's head out.
Oh, there's an Evia. Someone named Dira? You there, a tall woman with a face deformed by an enormous swelling smile, smiles broadly at you, showing off her double row of small, sharp teeth. She's a vendor. You from the surface, you must be tough to make it all the way here. Never thought I'd see the day. Call me Dira. Let's trade. Let's trade. I don't care about your background. So you do bulk selling, and it will automatically grab everything you can't really use to sell. 65. I could buy braces of armor for 1,000. I don't have the money for most of this. I mean, it's 25 for any of the other spells. Scroll of Blur is level 2. It's not. It's too expensive. I could buy Scroll of Grease. Scroll of Bless. I don't think anyone can use it. It's available to Camellia. I can also buy weapons. Do you Quiver of Cold Iron Ammunition? We have quivers now? Shoot 20 units of cold iron ammunition, known for its effectiveness against demons and fae. Oh god, the demons have damage resistance, and then cold iron goes past it. For fuck's sakes! What's this purifying solution? Necessary to clean and safely consume any food in the corrupted wastelands of the world wound. Fuck. Do you have a quarterstaff? No. Why would you have a stick? For fuck's sakes, people. I need a quarterstaff for my witch. She's all like, I need a quarterstaff over a dart. And they're all like, a what? No, you don't get those. For fuck's sake. Take this. Oh, look. Whole bunch of stuff. I'm trying to find carved figurine Rusty horseshoe, grinding stone, more money, more flame tongue. I'm trying to find the hut. Oh, there it is. I found it. Thank God. Shiny chitin, slimy skin. Ew. Used to brew.
Let us be careful.
Let's take more shit. Oh, yay, a bloodshot eye. I've always wanted that. Is this where we came from? I think so. Yeah, it is. All right, let's go. All right, guys, we're so fucking damaged from poison. 9 hours of rest. It's time. We're heading out now. Lan won't get in our way. Wenduog breathes in deeply through her nose. Wait, where's Lan? Her eyes narrowing in concentration, like she's trying to taste the air to detect even the faintest sense. Finally, she gives an approving nod. Lan won't get in our way. Where is he? On the way to his death if he decided to go it alone, or maybe he's in a hole somewhere crying about how lonely he is. I don't care either way. You listened to Wenduog's advice and lied to the mongrels, claiming that you'd never seen the light of the heavens. Fuck! 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 I wanted Lan! I didn't want Wenduog! We can't lie about the light. I think you only get one or the other. We'll skip past most of the dialogue until we get to something new.
I'm gone.
But I'm gonna save prior to talking to what's his name, because I got the 2,000 gold before. I'm gonna make sure I get it again. There is a chance I could fail that roll. I mean, there's number 2. I will help you find the lost mongrels of the maze, but you can quit hoping for a magical sword to appear. Lan speaks the truth. Heavenly flame flares to life at your unspoken command, bright, pure, dancing with multicolored sparks, like a sunbeam passing through stained glass. The mongrels abandon their task and stare transfixed. The light is bright but not blinding. It is warm, but its warmth is soul deep. You performed a lawful action. God damn it. Load. Fuck it. Fuck it. Destroying a lich's phylactery will not immediately kill it, but doing so is necessary to defeat the monster. Oh goody, we're gonna have phylacteries. Okay. I'm gonna call it here for this one.